You know, I don't think a lot of people are honest about how hard obedience is. I don't think a lot of people are honest about how scary obedience is. To obey God is hard and it's scary, but it's so worth it. And I think at this time in my life, if there's one thing that I know more than anything is obey God. There's one thing I know is that on the other side of obedience is breakthrough. Obedience does not make sense. It will never make sense. But you have to trust the instruction over your feeling. I'm going to say this again. You have to trust the instruction over your feeling. So I don't know who this word is for. I don't know who has had an instruction from God and they are so scared of what the outcome is going to be. I'm going to share this dream with you and I hope it will bless you. I had a dream about a few weeks ago, and in this dream I was on a plane. Anybody that knows me knows I fly a lot for the work that I do. I'm always on planes, and one of my biggest fears is a plane, basically something going wrong with the plane. So I had this dream that this plane was going down and the turbulence was the worst turbulence ever in the dream, and everybody is screaming, but actually in the dream the air hostess. So I'm screaming with everybody else. Everybody else is screaming, I'm screaming. And I heard a voice that said, "But Hayley, you've been on so many planes. You've never seen the pilot crash. But just because of a bit of turbulence, you're listening to everybody else's scream rather than being confident in how well the pilot knows how to fly the plane and how consistent the pilot has been and the fact that the pilot has never crashed." And my heart posture changed. My heart posture changed with being able to trust in the one who has flown this plane consistently well, rather than the opinions of others and rather what everyone else is saying. If there's anything that I've learned about obedience is you need to learn to cut out the noise. There's going to be a lot of people who will say a lot of things about the things that God has called you to do, and you need to trust that pilot. You need to trust the one who is Yahweh Sabaoth, the one who is the Jehovah Nisi, the one who is Yahweh Elohim. You need to trust that God. You need to trust that the one who's instructed you is the one who has called you. And as I said, you need to trust the instruction over the feeling of fear, the feeling of what if you get it wrong, the feeling of what if you mess up. Those feelings are normal, by the way, you're a human being, but the instruction is way more important. So as I said, guys, obedience is scary, but on the other side of obedience is your breakthrough, and I pray that you're able to catch it.